Another season is over in the Lord of the Rings Online, and this finale for the season, I am going to be going over all of the deeds and reputation factions for Eastern Gondor as usual. I do have a template that I follow for all the finales, so first of all, I'd like to remind you that it is a 100% playthrough, so I like to do all the quests and deeds in a region before moving on to the next one, and the way I do that is I use an application called the LOTRO Companion, and it can cross-reference the game data with your character data to see if you've done every quest, and I did indeed check, and I have completed every quest and deed here in Eastern Gondor, with the exception of the Tier 2 challenges in the Osgiliath instances. I will be coming back to those, so definitely no worries there. So, next up, I do like to go into the next season with a brand new title. So let me see if I can get a title. Let me get newest first here, and then let's see. It'd be cool if there was one regarding Osgiliath. There's Explorer of Osgiliath. I guess I'll do that. Why not? Yeah, let's do it. Kippen Proudfeet, Explorer of Osgiliath. So we'll make that active. Very good. Next, I like to upgrade my gear, and I know I've been extremely lazy in doing that. I haven't really been upgrading my gear in a systematic way, but I did find some items this season. As I was clearing out my inventory, I had these things on here, which are going to be a little bit of an upgrade for me. So let me pull up my character panel, and first thing is going to be this bracelet. It's going to be a good upgrade. I had some of these essences that I'm going to be equipping on there. One for agility, another one for physical mastery, and another one for critical rating. So this bracelet is going to be a good upgrade, I think. So let me go ahead and equip these on there. And then that one as well. Well, I guess I gotta do that. There you go. And is that it? I think that's it, right? Yeah, everything is equipped on there. Nice. So let me equip that bracelet. And then this bracelet is also an upgrade for the other one, for the Veterans Rohirric Esquire's bracelet. You can see I'm going to be getting a lot more agility and a lot more vitality, so that's going to be a good upgrade for me. Alright, so I got that. And then I got this earring, which has a ton of vitality and agility and some evade rating. And that's going to be an upgrade for the gleaming earrings. So let me trade that over directly like that. Nice. And then these gauntlets are also an upgrade. You can see it's a lot more armor. It's got a lot more vitality. It's got more agility. I lose the 3700 critical rating, but with the boost to the agility, it kind of evens out a little bit. So I think it's an upgrade. Alright, and then the boots. It's going to be almost, well, almost double the armor. A lot more agility. A little bit more vitality. So, definitely going to be equipping that. Next is a cape here. A little bit more armor. A little bit, well, a lot more agility. A little bit less vitality, but I like the agility. So, we'll be doing that. And then finally, a shield here. It's going to be a little bit more armor, a little bit more defense, just better stats overall. Okay, there you go. And now, for the first time in a very long time, I'm also going to be changing my cosmetic outfit, because next up we're going to be going to Old Anórien, and that's going to include Minas Tirith. So we're getting to the heart of Gondor, and one of the viewers, I'm sorry I can't remember your name off the top of my head, suggested why not take some inspiration from the city guard outfit that Pippin wore in Lord of the Rings. And I thought that was a fantastic idea, so I went ahead and put something together here, and there it is. That's my new outfit that I'm going to be going into the next season with. So let me go ahead and put that on there. I think my hobbit looks ready to tackle Gondor. Very cool. Got the white tree, got the helmet, got everything. Of course, I'm leaving the hobbit feet out. And for a pony, I'm going to be doing the Festive Azure pony. Haven't used that in a while, but it looks nice. Looks like it's ready for battle. I like the contrast of my black armor with the blue here, so that's going to be nice. Looking forward to that. And now, let me also take a look at all of this stuff, because At the beginning of the season, there was the Warden update, so I do want to go over some of the things that I changed here. You can kind of see how I spec'd, and honestly, I don't know if this is the best, but for now, that's kind of what I'm going with. Kind of went down the red line, of course, and then I took some things in the yellow line, especially this 20% light damage. That's a big one. Battering strikes, strong foundations, suppression. I just got a few things scattered here or there. Didn't really change anything with the race traits or the virtue traits, so nothing changes there. So let's get to the meat of the episode, and let's look at all of the deeds here in Eastern Gondor. So there are the Explorer deeds, and so I'm going to be showing those momentarily. There are the Five Sisters, which kind of takes place half in Central Gondor, half in Eastern Gondor, but it falls here under the Eastern Gondor category, so I'll be showing that as well. And then we got all the quest deeds, which of course that's what the entire season was doing quests. And then the roving threats and warbands, those were the last several episodes that I showed those. And then I got all the Slayer deeds, of course, which I will be showing. So let me go ahead and start showing some of those deeds now. The first exploration deed is Ruins of South Ithilien, to scout the ruins of Southern Ithilien. The first landmark is Duindir. You have discovered Duindir, Gondorian ruins overlooking the Anduin River. The next landmark is Ost-Saram. You have discovered Ost-Saram, Gondorian ruins upon the cliffs of Armen. Next is Brangobel. You have discovered Brangobel, Gondorian ruins buried in the woods of Southern Ithilien. Next is Toonthum. You have discovered Toonthum, Gondorian ruins upon the highest peaks of Arnen. Finally, there is Rolanthir. You have discovered Rolanthir, Gondorian ruins looking down upon the Morgul-host River. The next exploration deed is Strongholds of Hope, to scout the settlements and strongholds in Eastern Gondor. The first landmark is Glaniath. You have discovered Glaniath, a small village in Upper Lebanon whose residents are unwilling to flee their homes in times of war. Next is Tumladen. You have discovered Tumladen, a walled refuge to the women and children of Minas Tirith in times of war. Next is Arnok. You have discovered Arnok, the central town of Lossarnok. Next is Imloth Melui. You have discovered Imloth Melui, a walled refuge known for its blooming flower gardens in times of peace. Next is Bar Hurin. You have discovered Bar Hurin, the secret southern base of the Rangers of Ithilien. Finally, there is Faramir's Lookout. You have discovered Faramir's Lookout, a small ranger camp overlooking Osgiliath established by Faramir. The next exploration need is the Legacy of Osgiliath to explore the city of Osgiliath. The first landmark is Dome of Stars. You have discovered the Dome of Stars. It was once the Hall of Kings and Osgiliath's greatest structure. Next is the Osgiliath Culverts. You have discovered the Osgiliath Culverts. These ancient tunnels and waterways form a network of unmapped passages under the entire city. Next is Menodil Square. You have discovered Menodil Square, named after the first king of Gondor to rule from Osgiliath. Next is Romandensel Square. You have discovered Romandensel Square, named after a king of Gondor. Next is the Great Bridge. You have discovered the Great Bridge, destroyed by Faramir and his elder brother Boromir to hold the western shore. The Great Bridge has been rebuilt in recent days by Orcish forces occupying Osgiliath. Next is the Theatre of Semendur. You have discovered the Theatre of Semendur, named after Menodil's son and successor. Next is the Palace of Eldakar. You have discovered the Palace of Eldakar, named after the king who ended the kin strife and returned the throne to Osgiliath. Next is the Houses of Healing. You have discovered the Houses of Healing, once a training ground for healers within the city. Next is the High Archives. You have discovered the High Archives, once a center of knowledge for the people of Osgiliath. Finally, there is the Hall of the Osgiliath Stone. You have discovered the Hall of the Osgiliath Stone, the high tower of the Dome of Stars which once housed a Palantir. The next exploration deed is the Morgul-host, to scout enemy encampments scattered throughout Eastern Gondor. First is Aegolant. You have discovered Aegolant, a small encampment of Haradrim in Lothernok. Next is Galdir's Dell. You have discovered Galdir's Dell, a once beautiful field in Lothernok, now scorched earth and filled with the Haradrim. Next is Ost-Norhir. You have discovered Ost-Norhir, a small orcish encampment within the ruins of a small Gondorian village in Lothernok. Next is Harlond. You have discovered Harlong, the port city outside of Ramas Ekor, now captured by orcish forces. Next is Harlunk. You have discovered Harlunk, a camp of the Haradrim within the ruins of southern Ithilien. Next is Lan Mefam. You have discovered Lan Mefam, a large encampment of the Haradrim in South Ithilien on the road to Harad. Finally, there is Barad Nemorn. You have discovered Barad Nemorn, a hidden orcish encampment on the banks of the Morgul-host in the southern Ithilien. The next exploration deed is the Southern Beacons, to discover the beacons of Central and Eastern Gondor. The first landmark is Island Oath. You have discovered Island Oath, perched overlooking the Ringlow Vale. It is the 5th south beacon of Gondor. Next is Dol Branor. You have discovered Dol Branor, the beacon of Dor en Ernil. It is the 4th south beacon of Gondor. Next is Amon Engelbed. You have discovered Engelbed, the beacon of Lower Lebanon. It is the 3rd south beacon of Gondor. Next is Cirthonk. You have discovered Cirthonk, the beacon overlooking the city of Pelargir. It is the 2nd south beacon of Gondor. Finally, there is Minlos. You have discovered Minlos, the beacon bordering Lebanon and Lothernok. It is the 1st south beacon of Gondor. The next exploration deed is called Treasure of Eastern Gondor, to find 18 treasure caches scattered throughout Eastern Gondor. There's not much for me to say about these, so I'll just show me getting them and the locations. There are 4 of them in Upper Lebanon, there are 4 in Lothernok, 6 in South Ithilien, and 4 in Osgiliath. So enjoy the peace and quiet for a little bit as I show them off. The next deed is called the Five Sisters to find baskets of tribute to the Five Sisters along the many rivers of Gondor. You find a handwritten note that reads, "Roaming star of sweet song, hushed winds and speckled birds. What is it you long? Hiding in a dreaming hall, mountains shift with deep affection. Gentle Gilrain, hear my call." You find a handwritten note that reads, "O Grey-Eye, your work is never done. For the Cerny flows for moon and sun. O Grey-Eye, does your work bring you joy? For in the summer water play little girls and little boys." You find a handwritten note that reads, "Have you seen the Silverfroth leaping stone to stone? Yes, I've seen Silverfroth smiling from the water's edge. Have you heard Silverfroth whispering in the breeze? Yes, I've heard Silverfroth laughing behind the waterfalls. Do you know Silverfroth playing tricks on you? Yes, I know Silverfroth, for she is me and you." You find a handwritten note that reads, "True Tongue, protect our city. Pelargir is an honest port. The Sirius path is winding, as are the choices we all make. Have we done you any wrong to deserve this invasion of corsairs? Can you see what the future holds? Help us reclaim this land's beauty, truest of the river maidens. This offering before you isn't much, I know. It is all that we can spare in this time of need. Please help us to hold on, and we will let the Sirith guide us." You find a handwritten note that reads, "They say that when the cock does not crow and a fell wind from the east blows, you will awake to save us. I wish this to be true more than ever. I am afraid for what will happen to our fair Minas Tirith if you do not spare it from the growing darkness. I know your brood there silently, hidden and waiting to act. I urge you to act now. We're in dire need. O lone lady of the Arrowy, help us, most powerful of the Five Sisters. May you accept this most humble offering." Next are the Slayer deeds, beginning with Beast Slayer, and the best way to do this is actually to go into the Sunken Labyrinth instance, and you can set it at level 50, and then all of these culvert slugs and the culvert rats, they count as beasts. So you can just repeat the instance, and then once you're done, you set it to level 51, and then you just alternate it between level 50, 51, kill all these slugs and rats, and you get a ton of beasts. Next is Easterling-slayer, and the best place to get this done at is at Roman-Dancel Square in Osgiliath. Next is the Goblin-slayer deed, and similar to the Beast Slayer, I recommend doing the Sunken Labyrinth instance, alternating between levels 50 and 51. There are abomination workers, and these abomination workers do count as goblins, so you can kind of tackle both the Beast Slayer and the Goblin Slayer together by running this instance. Next is Half-Troll Slayer, and the best place to get this done at is at Menadil Square in Osgiliath. Next is the Haradrim-slayer deed, and there are a few places where you can get this done at. In South Ithilien, you can go to Harlunk or Duindir, or in Lothernok, you can go to Galdir's Dell. Finally, there is the Orc-slayer deed, and honestly, I had killed all the orcs I needed by the time I got to this, but there are so many orcs roaming around Osgiliath, so I'd recommend just running around in there and killing a bunch of them. And next, there is the Reputation faction here in Eastern Gondor, and there's really only one of them. So let me pull it up. It is the Rangers of Ithilien. Led by Lord Faramir, the Rangers of Ithilien have long held watch over the lands of Gondor, east of the Anduin. So let me show you what happens once you get kindred with them. Here is a reputation vendor for the Rangers of Ithilien, and quite honestly, there's really not much that I'm too interested in. So there are essences and consumables and legendary items and armors and weapons. The cool thing would be the cosmetic pets once you're kindred. I'm going to hold off on getting any of these. I might do a whole episode regarding cosmetic pets in the future, in the way distant future. For now, the only things that I'm going to get are going to be these return skills. Gives me a little bit more mobility. Yeah, why not get both? There you go. Let me get him off the taskbar. So that's it for the Reputation faction. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the season. I had a really good time in this one. It really feels like everything is culminating to an epic moment, and it is time to enter Gondor proper. We're going to be heading towards Minas Tirith, which you can kind of see in the back there, so it's very cool. Actually, at the next episode, I'm going to be back in the Culvert to talk to the Rangers and get into Pelennor that way, but for cinematic purposes, here we go. Thanks for watching the season. It's been a great one, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for stopping by the Renaissance Gaming Monastery. I hope you join our community on Discord and Twitter. These videos are produced with a lot of hard work and love. If you think they're worth $1, I'd be grateful for your contribution. You can send a thanks donation or become a member on YouTube. You can also support through PayPal, Patreon, or even with cryptocurrency. All links are in the description. See you on the next video.